Now, when high pressure takes over and rain chances are hard to find, we rely upon the sea breeze to supply South Texas with much needed rain. In today's Weather Minds, meteorologist Paul Mireles explains the meteorology behind the sea breeze.
Well, the sea breeze is essentially the difference between land and sea temperatures. During the day, the land air is warmer than the ocean air, and with a southeast wind from the Gulf of Mexico, that relatively, and I stress relatively, cooler, denser air over the ocean flows towards the less dense, warmer land air. This creates a mini cool front that can travel from the coastline inland up to 100 miles. When temperatures on land reach daytime high temperatures, a few isolated thunderstorms can form along the sea breeze, and those afternoon storms can bring nice relief on a hot summer day.